come on. Oh, nice. Phew. It's a 9 a.m. I mean, let me let it kick in completely. Like, for example, on Facebook and stuff. It's 9 a.m. here in Los Angeles. It's Wednesday, the 17th of September, 2025 AD. And look at this beautiful wave. This is not Hake footage. I wouldn't take such risks. But it is, it's 9 a.m. and here in I already said that. It's gonna have a loosey goosey the Hake Report show. How about that, right? You can call in 1-888-775-3773. I'm live on YouTube, Rumble, and other platforms, presumably, yep, including punchy.tv. And speaking of Punchy, we have Punchy TV live today, so get excited. And Punchy, even more exciting, is Punchy will be on Punchy TV. Punchy being JLP's nickname. Okay? So, sweet. Jesse Lee is going to join us with on the experts. And so, will that be 3 of us on the couch, Anchor Baby? Probably. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Yeah. What's that? Okay, cool. Nice. So we're going to have a fun loosey-goosey the Hake Report. And we're going to have a fun Punchy TV. And we're going to have a fun Anchor Baby today. Tomorrow is the Women's Forum, ladies, already. It's going to be Bible Thumper Thursday tomorrow on the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. Can you believe it? So, time is flying by. I will get to your calls. I will get to your super chats. I did see some of them come in. Appreciate that, guys. That guy. Oh, the views expressed on this show do not represent Hake, Bond, JLP. I'm wearing my Punchy TV shirt, by the way. There is a dot, so it's also punchy.tv. There's the website on which we stream, and there is the regular weekly podcasts / live show lately. Lately, we've been having it on Wednesdays, 2 p.m. Pacific. Cool. And you can get this by going to jesseleepeterson.shop. This nicely designed Punchy TV or punchy.tv t-shirt. Sweet. But anyway, yeah, no endorsement implied, all right? I say stuff, and it's like, a lot of times I'm joking or I'm serious, but I'm jokingly serious. And sometimes I'm seriously joking, okay? And also, you guys don't know what I mean. It's not like what am I, Nick Fuentes, where I'm perfectly communicating everything exactly perfect, and they still misinterpret him. They interpret him as hating. I haven't detected that in him, even though he says that he hates them. But anyway, I don't know if he says that, but I've heard him say that, but that doesn't mean he hates them. Whatever. What's up, Peace in the Puzzle, Geesco, Age of Inversion, Son of Liberty, LGB? And the Snake Pit over there on the Rumble crew. The Royal Rumblers. Can I say that? I don't know. I'm live on Facebook. Sometimes people go over on Facebook and watch some... Because occasionally, guys... What's up, Coffee Talk with Sandra? Thanks for your support, by the way. I was on her show one time. I'm chuckling because I'm seeing a post on X, and I never know whether to take this person seriously. Destiny, you guys familiar with him, right? Stephen Bennell II. Steven, not PH. Says, for the first time in my life, I'm genuinely scared for my own health and safety. I've endured a lot throughout my career, but never anything to this magnitude. After seeing the owner of this platform, which it would be Elon Musk, I guess, because he's posting this on X, formerly known as Twitter. Several members of Congress and other prominent media figures attacking me online. I'm worried I am now at risk for actually developing brain cancer after witnessing how flippin' stupid, don't say that too much, kids, most of these people are. Pray for me. Praying hands emoji. Well, had I read the whole thing, I would have known he was being facetious. Because I don't think you can develop brain cancer from reading stupid stuff and judging them. Although maybe you can. Who am I to say? But I don't think he was being serious. Destiny's kind of amusing. If you don't take him to heart. If you take him to heart, then you get mad at him. You get mad at the guy for being an instrument of evil and propaganda and good guy communism. Or is he bad guy now? Good cop, bad cop communism. Right now he's doing kind of bad cop communism. Not that he's openly communist, just that he's a male liberal or whatever he calls himself. How embarrassing. Shout out. Anyway, I forget where I was. I think I was saying take everything that you hear and think and see and feel and sense and read with a grain of salt, which is to say neither believe it nor disbelieve it, I think, is what that means. That's how I mean it. And don't necessarily believe it, right? And we'll get to your calls, I think. So you're hearing San Onofre State Beach in the background over here. Let's just get right on with the show.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
Hang on! So, how you guys doing? I'm fine. And as you know, it's JesseLeePeterson.shop if you're interested in getting this t-shirt. Look, this is a size large and it doesn't look too bad. It looks fine. It probably looks better than the mediums I always get. What a mess. Nice. So JesseLeePeterson.shop, different from Hake.printify.me, okay? Don't get it, don't get those confused. Because I don't want to say don't get it twisted. Silly, you know? So, whatever. And this is the 100% cotton version, but there is the tri-blend as well, which has polyester and rayon and cotton, okay? And that feels nice and looks nice and fits nice for some, but I prefer 100% cotton. It just stinks less and it's not as hot. Okay, I would like to get to a call or two here before we get into the mess going on in the world. Ronnie in Ohio is on the line over here. Ronnie, how you doing?
My brother Hake, how you been?
I've been well. How about you?
All is well. I've been busy the past few weeks. I still check out the show, but I finally had some time today to give you a call and check in.
Nice. Yeah, people were confusing you with Dennis.
Dennis.
I think.
Yeah, that's when I knew that it got bad. I'm like, yeah, I need to call in so they can understand the difference.
Yeah.
Some people think black people all look alike, and apparently we all sound alike also, so it's all good.
That's a fact. Nice.
Yeah. I wanted to R.I.P. to Charlie Kirk.
Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. It's been just about a week. During Anchor Baby's show, it will be exactly a week since he was assassinated. Whew.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
shot.
When I first heard it, they was just saying that he got shot.
Yeah.
So I started looking on social media to see if I could see where he got shot. I was hoping it had been something less fatal if it
Yeah.
was going to be anything. And
Same.
and then I saw the actual video of it happening, and I haven't been able to get it out my head since then.
Yeah, I was that way. It has left my head largely, but it did keep on coming to mind after I let Derek show me the graphic close-up video. Definitely.
Yeah, that was the one that I saw. I saw one that was the far away shot.
Me too.
And then I kept scrolling, and then I saw the one that was up close, and I was like, oh yeah, there's no way he survived that. And
yeah. Yeah. Brutal. Was that on X?
yes, that's where I saw it on X. I think
And-
that's probably the only place where you can see stuff that's that graphic.
Yeah. And did you have to click anything to say that said, "Oh, warning, this is graphic," or did it just show you?
No warning, no nothing. It was
Yeah.
it was like an 8-second clip, and it just kept replaying over and over. And then even then, that was the last time I saw it. But like I said, I've seen it in my head over and over, just kind of repeating itself.
Yeah. Terrible.
And yep, it was a reminder that life is short, and
Yeah. So
a lot of the
easy.
stuff that people like to argue about, and all the evil that's in the world is consuming people, and you got to kind of avoid it as best as you can, and not get caught up in that, especially not going that far over somebody's opinions and their views to just say, I disagree with you so much, I'm gonna shoot you.
Yeah, according to the text messages, if those text messages are real, whatever, between the alleged shooter, murderer, and his purported roommate person, he said, I was tired of all of the hate, or something like that, from Charlie Kirk. And so that's why he felt that he had to do it according to his text message.
Yeah, I saw that, and it was disappointing. I was a huge follower of Kirk, not because I agree with him, but I mean, as you've probably gathered, I like listening to people that I disagree with.
Yeah.
So I can see if I can learn something. It'll either reinforce my beliefs or it'll change my mind. And
Yep.
I would say I disagree with Charlie. I would say 80 to 90% of the time we were in alignment on things like religion. There were very few things that we were in agreement on. But one thing we definitely agreed on was the freedom of speech and the exchange of ideas in a civil way where you can do that with conversation.
Did you pick up, people have accused him of being prideful. Did you pick up pridefulness? Did you detect that in him?
Pridefulness. I say no, but I can see how people could come away with that.
Okay.
Yeah, people like to listen to snippets. Like listening to somebody speak for 3 minutes, you're not going to know much about them.
Yeah.
But in this day and age, people think that they can listen to someone for 3 minutes and know everything about them.
Hey, I listened to 30 seconds of MLK, and I'm like, this guy's a phony.
Good Lord.
It didn't even take. It didn't even take 3 minutes.
Yeah,
Now this was afterwards.
5 minutes.
Before I kind of heard him and thought, oh, this is some inspiring type of a guy or whatever. But then, anyway, you hear the right clip and you feel like you can judge him. But anyway.
Yeah, and that's the true pride. That's the real prideful behavior, is thinking that you can hear somebody speak, never meet them at all, and then you just know you think that you know everything about them.
That's true.
I would say that's the real pride.
Indeed. Yeah, it's interesting. You never know what people are going through or have been through. Totally.
Yes, and that's why I try not to judge someone,
from.
especially if I disagree with them. I don't know what their life is. I don't know what their upbringing was like. So that's why I like to try to listen to people with different ideas and different perspectives, because that's the only way that I'll learn. And I'm the antithesis of people that like to be in echo chambers.
Nice.
Echo chambers kind of make me uncomfortable.
Yeah, totally. Nice.
Yeah, so that's the unfortunate thing. So again, we got that reminder that life is short. So, if you have issues with people, there's no better time than now to try to resolve those things in a peaceful way. And that would be the Christian thing to do also, is to I forget exactly how Paul put it, but it was like be able to get along with each other for the most part as much as you can.
Yeah. As far as it depends on you. Totally.
As far as it depends on you. Yeah. So that would be the mantra that I think people should take moving forward, and all the left right hate. I'm glad I'm not caught up in it, and all I can do at this point is pray for those on the extreme left or on the extreme right that think that their enemy is a person and not an evil spirit.
Well, honestly, man, the people in the center are haters as well and unreasonable too.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't think it's just
hate
about
and
the
evil has
extremers.
a.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, hate and evil has a far-reaching, like it doesn't discriminate. Hate and evil will try to get anybody and everybody.
Totally.
So people in the center can definitely be subject to that.
The extreme
I'm
center.
not certain. The extreme center. You have the radical middle.
Yeah. Right on, Ronnie. You know, it was crazy going back to, like you said, it's easy come, easy go. In some cases, it's hard to kill somebody, but in other cases, I guess with a rifle like that, it's very easy. And just like that, he's gone. It's brutal and a shocking sort of a reminder that it is fragile.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And I wish I had been able to debate him at some point. One of his takes, you kind of just spoke on it, when people would bring up the danger that guns pose.
Yeah.
And how involved they are in as many American deaths as they are. His counter argument would always be, should we ban cars because there are more automobile deaths than there are deaths from guns?
Uh-huh.
And I always thought it was a juvenile take on his part, because it's not the same thing. A vehicle and guns are two different things.
Yeah.
And had that person, like, if somebody wanted to kill Charlie with a gun, with a car, they would have been brought to justice immediately. We would have known who they are, wouldn't have taken this manhunt that came from that. So had somebody done that with a car, or they had went up and stabbed him, we would have known who he was. He probably wouldn't have gotten away, and we would have had answers immediately.
Yeah.
But because he was able to do that from plus 200 yards away and somehow get away, it's a completely different ball game.
So, do you agree with the Second Amendment, like the right to carry and own awesome guns shall not be infringed?
I don't think that's what the text says.
Not exactly.
But no, I'm pro First Amendment and I'm pro Second Amendment.
Nice.
I'm more of the First Amendment than the Second. And the Second Amendment, it's caused a lot of confusion, a lot of division, just because the law that they didn't foresee in the late 1780s, they did not foresee the types of weapons that are available today.
That may be true. That may or may not be true. These guys were visionaries. Were they visionaries? Some of them were
limited. They were visionaries, but they were still limited in their vision. Again, in the 1780s, the way that if they had issues and they got really bad, they would go out and have a duel. You take the 10 paces, turn and fire one shot. You have a doctor on site. I have a doctor on site. So if something is really bad, we have a doctor here. But for somebody to be able to kill multiple people in a matter of seconds, but with a gun, they did not foresee that being a thing. So it's really up to us in 2025 to make it a more perfect union. I know you hate that phrase, but that's what our job is. They gave us the Second Amendment that says citizens are allowed to be armed.
Yeah.
The same way they gave us the First Amendment saying that we have the freedom of speech, but we have to still do it within reason and in a responsible way. It's tough to look at America. It's tough to say that America is responsible when it comes to gun ownership.
Lion Will says the First Amendment is about calling out tyrants, and the Second Amendment is about standing up to tyranny, says he.
Okay. I don't think most Second Amendment people are doing it because of a tyrannical government. I think they're doing it to protect their property. And nowhere in the Bible does it say if somebody wants to steal your shirt that you shoot them and kill them for it. If anything, it says to give them more.
No, if they ask for your shirt, not if they steal your shirt necessarily. But anyway,
You might be right.
Yeah. But people aren't really. Now you're doing like a sort of a juvenile argument because nobody's really stealing. I mean, shooting somebody just for stealing. They're shooting to protect themselves because they're concerned for their safety and their life and their families' lives when an intruder comes in or whatever. But but going back to the tyrant thing, I hear, and it seems to make sense, that the government is a lot more held at bay when they know that the people are armed. Even though the armed people can't fight an F-16 or whatever Joe Biden said, and I totally get the argument. They could just bomb us or whatever. They have very sophisticated weapons that we're not allowed to have because of the violations of the Second Amendment or whatever. But still, like these little militias, they become a squirrely little problem for a little while. Not that, and I'm not for the militias becoming a problem for the government like they have been, but the fact of the matter is, unarmed people, the government can just come in and do whatever they want. But armed people, the government has to be a lot more careful, just as a practical matter for their men, the police or the military.
Yeah, I think that will probably just tempt them to bring out the bigger guns. If a person has big guns to defend whatever it is that they're defending, if the government wants to go after them, they'll just come at them with bigger guns. So I don't even know that that's a solution.
Not always, man, because if you think about it, people who are armed and people who are reasonable, because in those days we wanted to be reasonable and Christian and stuff like that. So it's kind of like Hamas. Hamas is armed. If Hamas weren't armed and Hamas didn't have hostages, nobody would be forced to pay them any respect at all, meaning they would just go in and take them, grab them or kill them or whatever. But since they're armed and they have hostages, we are forced to have to try to negotiate and work with them. We being whoever is having to do that, Israel and Qatar and the United States and whoever else. So it's just like it's just autumn, and it's I guess Bibi's bringing in the bigger guns and stuff, and doing the overwhelming thing, but it's taking years to do whatever Bibi wants to do. So I think that don't underestimate the power of a rinky-dinky little gun in a squirrely man's hand.
I don't. And again, as I said, I'm a supporter of the Second Amendment.
Nice.
I'm not sure I would have done it exactly the same way had I been in the 1780s. The way that we have it, maybe would have wanted to change some of the language. And then even today, I think some of the language needs to be updated. But I'm not in Congress, so that's not up to me, and it's not in my wheelhouse.
I can agree with you that the car situation is a different type of a thing, but you'll notice that the government is cracking down on knives over there overseas. They're even cracking down on knives because they're getting crazy with knives overseas. And I get that, I mean, the knife is a less lethal option, and you can identify the suspect much more easily. I get that argument, but they are going after the knives. They're going after this guy. There's one guy who got in trouble for having a gardening tool, and he was just carrying his gardening tool, and he was carrying it in the open, so somebody called the cops on him, and then he was forced to plead, like, okay, no contest or guilty or whatever the vernacular is, to having something that he shouldn't have had when he should have had it. It was just the insane government. So it's out of control, man.
Yes, very much so. Evil is at work in all parts of the world.
Yeah.
And we can hope people do things more in a more responsible way, but that's only going to get us so far.
If we didn't subsidize single mothers, for example, I don't know if you caught part of my conversation with, I put out a little clip of my conversation with one of Dylan Burns' listeners, I guess, and Dylan Burns about he said, "Do you even research, bro?" I'm like, "No." but if we defunded single mothers, meaning not giving them welfare and things like what's that thing that black men have to child support? This thing that black men have to pay a lot.
Yeah.
If we didn't give them child support and welfare and all that stuff, they would not be spoiled and artificially allowed to be irresponsible and so left to their and able to be left to their own devices to raise angrily an angry young child who grows up to be a thug or a disgruntled mass shooter in the case of some of these like Dylan Burns and Adam Lanza, and that would encourage responsibility by the government and the single fathers not being forced to take away the responsibility of the mothers. You know what I mean?
So I caught the conversation. I was tuned in that day.
Nice.
And I understand your point, but I couldn't disagree with it more.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. The notion of defunding single mothers just.
Well, maybe it's just the wording that sounds bad.
It doesn't sound right, but then but two, even when you look at it and say we're giving support to these women raising their children, and the solution is to stop supporting them.
Yes,
and that's why I said I understand what you're saying. I just couldn't disagree with it more because I wouldn't say that we need to go as far as not giving them support.
Okay, but have you heard the phrase, and I shall credit Based America First, I think, what you want more of, you subsidize. You get more of what you subsidize. And right now we're subsidizing single motherhood. And so we're getting more of it. And single mothers, what part do you disagree? Because single mothers do per capita raise more thugs per capita. Like the mass shooters, many of them, some of them are single parents, some of them are both parents, but the prisons are populated with mostly men or males raised by single mothers.
So this is the thing. If a child in America knows how to read and they have nutrition, 9 times out of 10, like, things will turn out well for them. But if they're not reading at the correct level that they should be reading at, and they are facing food insecurity, that's when you're going to have issues. That's where you get people who are going to be prone to being a menace to society. That's what you should be tackling. It shouldn't be, I see women getting money and the people who commit crimes come from single mothers, therefore single mothers are the problem. That's terrible logic.
No, it's not actually, because these mothers, if you've listened to JLP, you know, for any amount of time, you know that these mothers are angry, and the anger displayed by the children is that of the mother. It has nothing to do with food or not food, or reading or not reading.
What I'm saying is, if you're taking criminals who were raised by single mothers,
angry
and
single mothers, right?
And the only thing that you're focusing on the single mother part.
No, I'm focusing on the anger and the lack of father part, really, too. But yes, the single mothers.
You're focusing on who raised them, and what I'm telling you is, regardless of who raised them, if they're not reading at the right level and they don't have proper nutrition, among other things, it's not just nutrition. Mm-hmm. But if they don't have nutrition and they're not reading at the right level, they could be raised by perfect parents. It doesn't matter. They're still going to run into issues, and they're still going to be prone to being a menace to society. So it's not so much that they were raised by single mothers as it is that they don't read at the proper level. They were probably passed along through high school reading at a 4th grade level, and the teacher just passed them along. So now they're 18 years old, reading at a fourth grade level, and they're supposed to go out and be a productive member of society. But chances are that's not going to happen if they can't read at the right level, and they've been missing things. They either grew up homeless, they grew up malnutrition, things of that nature. If they don't have those basic needs being met, we can't expect them to go out and do extraordinary things.
I'm not expecting anybody to do anything extraordinary. I'm expecting fathers and mothers to raise their children without the anger and for children not to be full-blown criminals.
I'm in agreement with you on that. I don't think that it has to.
But you're chalking up criminality to a lack of food and a lack of reading, which doesn't make sense.
Yes. I'm saying 1,000%. It's more attributed to the fact that they're not reading at the proper level as it is they have an angry single mother.
So you don't believe that the spirit is more important than the physical in terms of how people become criminals? You think that the physical has to do more than the spiritual?
I 1,000% think it's a spiritual thing.
Then why are you pretending that it's about food and reading?
You're pretending that it's about just having a single mother that's angry.
I didn't say just, but yes, it's way more having to do with the single mother. And the single mother is why they're poor and why, so-called poor, and why they don't have the right amount of food or right type of food.
Possibly.
Completely why.
Possibly.
Totally.
Possibly.
Single mothers are not responsible per capita.
I would say society creates more adults who are not reading at the proper level than there are mothers who produce kids that aren't reading at the proper level.
Society? Who is society but the single mothers that everybody's kissing up to?
Society is the people that you were saying is subsidizing certain things.
Yeah, the people who are kissing up, subsidizing the single mothers, enabling them to fail their children.
Right. So whether or not we subsidize single mothers, that won't move the needle. But if we take,
you don't know
if
that.
I took 10, I do. If I took 10 kids who had, listen to me. If I had 10 kids who had single angry mothers, and I taught them how to read at the right level, and then we had 10 kids who had great loving parents, mom and dad, but they didn't read at the right level, when they grow up, they're going to be menaces to society. But the kids that know how to read at the right level will be able to go out and at least be a productive member of society, if not go on to do extraordinary things.
You may be able to read, but then you'll be a fiend. You'll be an evil person because there's a whole lot of evil readers and writers. So you're not gonna solve the evil that way because a lot of the people who are readers, and you claimed without evidence, and you claim that it's true, and it's totally not true, that if you defunded single mothers, you would have fewer single mothers, and it would not move the needle. What in the world? How do you figure that?
No, I didn't say that. You must have misheard me.
You said it wouldn't move the needle if we defunded single mothers.
Defunding single mothers will not move the needle on crime. If it does, it might push us further into crime because we'll have more kids not reading at the right level, more kids facing food insecurity.
That's not true. Okay, but as you well know, there's a whole lot of sophisticated, evil people. If you want to deal with, because the root is really the evil of the heart of the women and the evil of the heart of the children who are corrupted by the mothers. And so these people who learn how to read, they just become just corrupt propagandists.
That's possible.
It's completely what you see all over the place. Look at the mainstream media. They're not even very Christian.
I don't follow the mainstream media.
Oh, well, look at the government. They're not very Christian. They're sophisticated liars.
Yes, and I think that that's been true since even before the Constitution was ratified.
JLP can't read, and he's a productive member of society. Maybe at a fourth grade level.
And he's an exception to the rule
because he had his grandparents being his parents. He had his dad, which is to say his grandpa. and they were responsible. They were not subsidized. They were poor. He didn't even know they were poor. He did have food, the right kind of food, because he grew up on the plantation. Anyway.
Yeah, he grew up in a different time also. I think any kid being born now in this day and age, again, as long as they're taught how to read correctly and their basic needs are met, they have a roof over their head, they have clothes on their back, and they're not starving.
I think
they're in a much better position to succeed in this country, at least specifically in this country. They're in a much better position to succeed.
But we're not talking about success. We're talking about the evil hearts, crime, and just contributing to societal destruction.
Yeah, I open with that. Speaking on Charlie Kirk being murdered, we talked about how evil is rampant in the world, how it's far-reaching. It doesn't really matter what your demographic is.
That guy knew how to read, and he had plenty to eat. It didn't help.
Right. That's
the
my
guy
point.
who with the transgender boyfriend, whatever that thing was.
Yeah. Evil can get its hands on anybody.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a specific demographic.
And he had all the mama spirit.
There's not a demographic that is bulletproof when it comes to evil.
You've swallowed.
Evil can even get to straight white Christian American men.
Exactly.
Evil can get to them too. So there's no demographic that says, this person can't be evil because they're white, or they can't be evil because they're straight.
Yeah,
there's no such thing.
Nobody's saying that, but you're pretending that it's a physical solution so that you can. Socialism is what encouraged the self-destruction of the society, and you're encouraging socialism, which is to say funding single mothers, as part of the solution, and it's not. It was contributing to worsening symptoms, honestly, by trying to address symptoms, not the root.
Yeah, so not necessarily. I'm not saying that we need to fund single mothers. What I'm saying is the solution that you proposed to Dylan about defunding single mothers, I said I'm not on board with that. If we're going to do anything, I would say let's focus on the children, make sure that they eat, and make sure they know how to read. I think that's the parents'
responsibility to do that.
I'm not sure I agree with that. I'm not sure I agree with that.
Destroyed.
Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with that.
You don't agree that it's the parents' responsibility to raise and feed the kids?
Not only their responsibility.
Yes, it is.
We've tried that.
No, we haven't.
Seen many. Oh, yes, we have.
No,
we've tried
didn't.
that.
We abandoned it. It was working, and we abandoned it.
No, we've tried that whole it starts at home, it's up to parents to do this. And I can tell you, especially in 2025, there are many children that go to school and their parents have nothing to do with their education. They don't follow up on their grades.
Exactly, because they don't have to. The government's doing it.
Let me finish. They don't go to parent-teacher conferences. They don't invest in their children's education. So
because you're talking about something that we haven't even tried. You're not explaining a time where we've even tried, and I have to go, man. You're filibustering. I gotta run.
I'm really not. Good Lord.
It's 30 minutes.
You mischaracterized what I said, so I was trying to provide some clarity for you.
You didn't. Okay, go ahead. I'll give you 30 seconds.
I was going to say, I won't go as far as calling you a liar, but you mischaracterized what I said, and it's probably because you didn't understand it. When I say that the responsibility of teaching children how to read and feeding them, if we put 100% of the responsibility of that on the parents, we're going to keep going on this trajectory where we have a society that's terrible, because there are many parents who don't do that stuff. And if nobody's holding them accountable, we're just going to have to deal with the consequences. I'm not advocating for that. Rather than defunding single mothers, I advocate for making sure kids know how to read and they have something to eat.
You falsely said we tried it.
Call it what you want to call it.
You falsely said we tried it, and then you described a situation in which we've done the opposite of trying to have let parents be the ones responsible.
Our society has
the
always
reason
put that
that parents are
responsibility on the
irresponsible is because we've made them so that they don't have to be responsible, because the government is taking care of everything, including the so-called education. So you're not describing reality, Ronnie, but I got to run.
All good. Good chopping it up with you, brother.
Yeah, I know. You communist.
Good Lord. The mischaracterizations are bad.
I know, but you're a useful idiot for communism. All you're doing is spouting communist talking points.
If you can quote me on anything,
you're like those people blaming capitalism when we're living in a socialist society.
If you're gonna put words in my mouth, then of course I'm gonna sound like a communist.
I
or
never
a socialist.
put words in your mouth. If you took the words that I said and quote me, you won't be able to quote me and say this is a communist statement or this is a socialist statement. Yes, I can.
Good luck with that. Take care.
All right, bye. Oh, it's food. It's education. Lord have mercy. Dylan Burns all over again. Jermaine in Canada is on the line here. Jermaine, what's up, man? Jermaine's not quite ready. I'll get back to him. BRANDI in Hawaii. How are you doing, BRANDI?
Hey, Hake.
Hey.
Hey, I was calling in because that guy that you were just talking to.
Yes.
I agree with both of you, but hold on.
How can you agree with both of us? We were saying opposite things.
Sorry. I know, because you're both right. But
how are we both right if we're saying opposite things?
No, sorry, I'm trying to catch my breath because I'm like loading up the car to go. But
nice.
I couldn't read when I graduated high school and all through school. And I moved out and I bought a car. I couldn't even actually get a driver's license. It was really hard. I had to study like crazy.
You couldn't read, period?
And I was probably at a 3rd or 4th grade reading level.
Then you could read, because 3rd or 4th grade is reading all right.
Yeah, that's what my husband always said too. He's like, you can read. But it was really hard.
Were you told
on me.
You couldn't read? What do you mean you couldn't reed? Because I don't have no comprehension. I remember 3rd grade and 4th grade. Maybe I was reading above my grade level, but by 3rd and 4th grade, I could read fully.
Well, I'm the one that also, I said I'm autistic and I have ADHD and I have dyslexia.
Were you told all this stuff when you were a kid and that's what trapped you? Or
no, I just found out that these are the names for it, but I just could not read. I had a memory issue. I could not withhold the information.
Oh, you had a distracted mind and a confused mind.
I was also raised in a toxic family with 2 women.
Oh, so exactly.
Yeah, I agree with both of you. That's what I'm saying. I lived what you guys are talking about. And what I believe would solve the problem with the women and what you guys were talking about.
You didn't have your father?
Getting rid of child support.
Right.
Get rid of child support. And then the mom will have no choice but to work with the dad because she's not getting that money.
Mm-hmm. Or somebody.
And the dad will come in, and because my husband taught me to read when I met him, I told him like a year later, and he'd be really patient with me, and I'd go to him like, can you say this for me? And he would like repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. Like sometimes I still like have like a speech problem. That's why I'm so nervous when I call in.
That's not why.
But it's because I'm in my head.
Yeah, I think that's what's causing or contributing to or exacerbating the so-called dyslexia and the so-called autism and so-called Asperger's and all that stuff and the nervousness. It's not you're believing the thought you're believing the thoughts of doubt, I think.
Well, I think autism is supposed to be like a neurodevelopmental issue, like your nervous system.
I could definitely imagine that's right. that contributes, but like you said, the crazy family can.
My crazy family made it worse.
Stuff. Yeah,
so,
but
like
I think
what I've been learning
being in your head about
is that
an issue makes the issue worse.
Yeah, I agree, and it took a long time for me to come out of my head.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've been honestly working on myself my entire life. It just keeps changing. You know what I mean? Like, because I was disabled in a lot of ways, because I couldn't, it like humbles you. So it's like I was constantly trying to, mask. Nobody knew I couldn't read. Nobody. I only told my husband because I felt like people would take advantage of me. So I bought a house. I couldn't read the paperwork. I bought a car. I couldn't read the paperwork.
So what would happen?
I started a business.
You would see the words. You would see the words, and then you get confused, and then you get frustrated, and you give up.
No.
Because you could make out words.
I would recognize them, but it took me. It's just like I had a memory issue. My memory is just really bad, and I could not withhold. I did later in life, but not as a kid.
Okay.
I started like smoking pot like in my 20s.
Because a lot of pot smokers,
but in the beginning, no,
have bad.
It actually helped me calm down a little bit. But I relate to the story, and I think that what you guys were talking about.
Yeah.
And I think to solve the handouts for the women, because I believe you're right. The women want the handouts because they want to control the man. Because my husband, I seen it in my childhood with my nephews.
Yeah.
And their mom, and I saw it with my husband too. And they go after the man for the child support when you start getting like welfare. And then it pushes the man away more. Like, here, just take the money, go.
Yeah.
And then you don't have the dad in their life.
Yeah.
And if the dad was in their life, like if I had a dad like my husband that was more patient with me as a kid, then maybe I would have been able to read.
That is true. Men are more patient per capita.
They are way more patient. And my mom and my sister raised me. They were horrible. Horrible. So I think, I needed more patience. And I think the school system should change too. Like do 4 hours or so of like reading, writing, and, all that.
Yeah.
And then change the rest of the time to actually learning a skill.
And playing
going
recess.
to that skill that person has. Yeah, and playing. And being a kid.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I got to go to work, but I just want to put my 2 cents.
Right on. Did you ever meet your dad?
No, he died when I was 5.
So you never met him?
So I saw him 3 times, I believe, in my entire life.
Wow.
But my mom went out on it. So my dad's wife died in 82 in a car accident with my 2 little brothers.
Yeah.
And then in 83, I was born. So that was like March of 82, she died.
Yeah.
And I was born in November of 83. So
wow.
My mom kind of trapped my dad when she saw it was a few months that they were single,
Yep.
And my dad and my uncle are really good friends, and they're they known each other. So they went on they had a one-night stand, and I came out of it.
Oh, okay.
And it caused so much division. So it was like my dad's family didn't want anything to do with me.
Yeah. And
my mom's family is totally narcissistic. And then when my dad died, I had this $100,000 insurance, money that I was going to get. So they tried manipulating me. I actually called the cops to move out when I was turned 17.
Nice. You had to call the cops in order to be allowed to get out of here?
Yeah.
Get out of there? Emancipate yourself?
Yeah.
Nice.
My mom was getting $900 a month for me. And
so she wanted to keep you?
So if I moved out, she would lose it. Plus,
nice.
I was about to get that money.
That's a lot of money.
Supposed to get that money.
Then.
That money could have paid off her house.
Whoa.
Yeah, in the 90s.
Yeah. Nice. Well, thank you. Appreciate the input,
Have a crazy
BRANDI.
Thursday. All right. Talk to you later.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. I should ask her next time if she ever was a criminal. But maybe I shouldn't ask her that. Anyway, let's get to William number 7 over here. William number 7, how you doing, man?
It's number 3.
Oh, number 3. Yeah, nice. William,
it's all right. It's fine. How you doing, James?
Hey, doing well.
I wish some of these questions get asked. I wish I could get asked some of these questions.
Which questions?
Like the single mother thing, defunding them and everything. Should we or should?
Well, I know that you and I, we hate these people
Oh,
Sorry.
the thing
Anyway,
is,
go ahead.
the thing about it, my pushback on it is that sounds like a lot of socialism, because if you go to a Walmart or a store and you see somebody with an EBT card, the father's stomach is sticking out, the kid's stomach is sticking out, the mother's stomach is sticking out, and they still can't read.
You still can't breathe?
They still
Breathe.
can't read.
Read. Yeah.
Yes.
They're
Their stomachs are
overfed.
full. Yes. So I can't go with that.
Yeah.
I'm good with that one. I just wish people would ask me some of these questions sometime. I give my honest answer. I don't think so. I don't think. Yeah, maybe they're already having a fit because you can't buy any more junk food. They say. I think they changed something about that. Aren't they having a fit online about that? About the EBT or the
because they're
single
giving,
mothers.
they're letting people. Oh my gosh, it's such a corrupt system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a little bit of socialism, because
It totally is.
They still can't read. So you mean feed them and house them?
Yeah, it's
We're
making
already
it worse.
doing that. Didn't Maryland have like zero amount of children reading grade level recently?
Oh yeah, Baltimore.
Yeah.
That's right.
California ain't no better.
Yeah.
Do you know a lot of these?
They call these people underserved communities, but they're overserved. It's part of the problem.
Do you know a lot of younger people cannot read a traditional clock? They have to have digital.
Yeah. They can't have the analog clock. I'm like,
Right.
it looks like it's 9:52.
And they'd be wrong.
Right.
They'd be wrong. So that's socialism. It's like what? Just keep giving.
Right.
Look, if you have a bunch of stacked up single mothers in the neighborhood, that's probably what kind of neighborhood?
Ghetto.
Not good. Okay.
Right.
And what kind of schools are they? Not good. So that's what my pushback is on that.
Yeah, my mother taught me how to read. I feel like
the Second Amendment and First Amendment. I think I don't know. Maybe the United States Bill of Rights might be the best one of all. And they were my pushback on that is on the Second Amendment. They wasn't thinking about what happened in the future. Actually, they were, because they were, the England thing. They didn't want anybody to come in. So a lot of times people don't understand it, that Second Amendment is what protects your first.
right.
And did you know that the United States is a country of riflemen?
Nice.
I'm going to give you an example. You ever see on the uniforms in the military, they have those two rifles crossed? You know why that is? It's a country of riflemen.
That's right.
And it's said that some basic military personnel in the United States can outshoot some special forces in other countries.
Right
So
on. I could believe that, because we demand excellence.
Right.
High
Speaking of
standards.
the military, what's his defense secretary? What's his name?
The defense secretary.
How do you say his name?
Pete Hegseth.
Yeah. Bomb has been dropped on the military. I did not know that they had fat girls in the military.
Interesting.
Really big ones. Okay. And they said they're changing the standards on how you got to look. No more long nails, no more painted nails, no more weaves, no more oversized eyelashes bumping up against the eyewear. Because they got headgear, and some of this stuff is safety issues, and so you got to do the job and you got to be in shape. They're changing the standards on that.
Definitely.
I don't know if you heard about that one, but they're not liking it. A bunch of girls.
Of course they're not.
If I can't have my weave, and I can't have my hair, my nails, and my eyelashes, I'm gone. Well, that's okay. Go ahead.
Get on out of here.
Get on out of there. Yeah.
They don't belong there in the first place, honestly.
What'd you say?
They don't belong there in that part of the military in the first place, I say, because it's only problems. These women go in there and then they start having the sex out of wedlock.
Oh, a lot of that goes on in the military.
And then they turn around and cry harassment, or whatever it's pronounced.
Yeah. Kash Patel had an exchange about the FBI. They had a fit because he said, no, these girls got to do. You mean to tell me they can't do one pull up? You know, he's like, man, we are arresting really bad people here.
Right.
You got to do this pull up. You know, they got on him really bad about that.
Right on, Kash Patel. You know what? I'm starting to become a fan of Kash Patel because I saw this screenshot of this tweet in which, in a video, he says, "Rest in peace, Charlie. I'll see you in Valhalla, brother." And I thought that was so nice because Kash is like Hindu, I think, and then Charlie is Christian. And then Valhalla is like a Kevin Howe type, like a Viking heaven or something.
Viking.
Or Warriors heaven or something. Norseman stuff.
Yeah.
And so I just thought that was so corny but nice. So shout out to Kash Patel. I like him now.
Right.
Yeah.
So not to be going backwards, didn't I just tell you yesterday where those rifles usually come from?
Oh.
Stole it from his granddaddy. I told you those rifles.
No, it was a gift, I thought. I thought his grandfather gave it to him.
Did you give it to him?
Yeah.
But it was in the family.
I think it was his. I don't know if he stole it. I think it was given to him as a gift.
I don't know. You might want to look at those text
it.
messages. Those text messages. He was kind of worried about it being missing from. They had some transcripts of the text messages when he was talking to his so-called, but he said, "My love, I got to do something with this. I got to get that rifle back."
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah.
Oh, because I think they were asking about, let me see it, or let me see a picture. Oh, yeah. I don't know whose it was. I don't know whose rifle it was, but what I read I read in far left extremist sloppy outlet TMZ that it was like a gift. I thought I read. In TMZ.
I think TMZ wanted to say that. We need to double check that one.
Okay.
Because
yeah, whatever.
Were they talking to that clip you showed of them about they weren't laughing about the assassination? Were they talking to you guys, or was that just a clip?
They were okay. So in the clip in which you heard the laughing, they were reporting that Charlie. They were reporting about the situation. The owner of it. And some other people were in the main room reporting about it, and they just got word that Charlie died. And then you hear this before they get that word, you hear all this cheering and laughing. But that was because of a police chase, they say, which I believe. I believe that, and because there was a police chase around that time on the 10th. So.
Okay, so that wasn't a message to you guys personally.
They did a public statement because everybody was pouncing, going down there, jumping down their throat. So they tweeted this whole, this video of them saying, "Oh, we just wanted to explain what it was. They were not laughing at the thing. They wouldn't even be working here if they laughed." And I totally believe that guy. He would fire those guys if they were laughing about that situation.
Yeah, their studio is not too far from you guys, I don't think.
Probably not.
Yeah, TMZ. So, how did you know that I would have the same thinking on that defund the single mothers?
Okay, so you and I we both hate, and I'm kidding around, but black women. We unabashedly criticize, unapologetically criticize these black gals. And many of them are single mothers, and we make no bones about it. I'm half kidding about the hate, but nice. That's why I knew that you would be on my page.
Well, they steal too much. They steal with their kids with them in the store. Yeah, that's why it's unapologetic. I'm purposely calling it out. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I've been taught and people will take this out of context because I said it before, because I heard it from somebody that was a great person that I follow and I don't want to promote. And I've heard it in my family before, but I had forgot about it. It's an old saying. I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees.
That's right.
That's why I don't agree with that socialism and the handout. Yeah, defund them.
Nice. Yeah, it's common sense. Because you defund them, you're not exactly leaving them to their own devices. There's going to be people who step in. They will have to step up for themselves, which many of them are not doing. They are because they scam. Some of them were like, let me have another kid so I can get more money. You heard the caller, BRANDI, I think she's white. But her mother was keeping her at home because she was getting like $900 a month in the 90s.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nothing against BRANDI. Yeah. Hawaii is one of the higher welfare states. Did you know that?
I'm not surprised because they have a big native so-called population, and those people are socialist-minded. Right. Liberal.
Right. And, before I get off, your White History Month, there was a clip with somebody all the way out there in the UK with the White History Month T-shirt, standing up with his UK flag and everything. I thought it was great, and I was like, "Oh my God, there's a White History Month
Wow,
T-shirt."
I didn't see that.
It caught on, man. It caught on.
Nice.
It really caught on and everything. And then the propaganda about the gathering for Charlie in the UK, they said it was 150 to 200,000. It was actually, see how they lie? It's actually close to a little bit over 2 million.
Wow. That much love for Charlie over there. He did co-found, along with that black gal, my competitor, he co-founded Turning Point UK with many
and he's one of the early,
branches.
And see, they like to critique what you say when they just don't like you. Yes, he is one of the early investors in.
He was. That's a fact. Yeah, he brought them. He was instrumental in bringing them to America because they were founded in Canada, and then they're like, let's get out of Canada. So he drove around with the guy who founded it to find them an office in Florida.
And kind of shaped them, in the direction he had a little bit to do because they said Charlie bought a lot of. He invested in a lot of stocks early on.
Nice.
When they were cheap.
Yeah.
So, shout out to Charlie Kirk.
Nice.
And all these conspiracies. What's up with these conspiracies? I heard some on Nick's show yesterday. Learn your history. You'll see. What? Israel had something to do with
That's a mess.
What a mess.
Yeah.
James, have a good show. Have we heard from Mark lately? I heard we got Ronnie that finally called. But
it's been a little while. It's been a little while. Not sure.
Okay.
Not sure what. I'm sure he's fine.
Gregatron's good. What about Big Bump? Everybody's okay, right?
Oh yeah. Thanks, man.
All right. Take care.
All right. We're past the top of the hour. Before I get back to your calls, let's get to some of these super chats, shall we? We shall. Based America First, because I think, Eric, we already read this one about these black people crossing the street all slow. Based America First says Adam Carolla, a competitor of mine, reported on PCH, Pacific Coast Highway, over that way, kind of goes along the coast in many areas, that burned houses have been cleared from their foundations, meaning they've been destroyed. However, many of the homes were built before the California Coastal Commission was established in 1976, which was a mere less than 50 years ago, and they don't want those houses rebuilt. And some of these, I heard that some houses, but anyway, let me finish reading his super chat, because I looked into this after Base America First gave me this tip about Adam Carolla covering the situation that those people over, I'm going to call them rich people over there, are being disallowed to rebuild. And in some cases, did they have to get their stuff destroyed? Anyway, Base America First states houses that survived or near where fires occurred, okay, have detected hazardous levels of lead, arsenic, and mercury. And those are all poisonous, right? Something like that. Possibly from electric vehicles that burned. Yeah, so good for the environment, those electric vehicles, am I right? Pff, not when they burn. Wondering if it's true or conveniently incentivizing? Not sure. Incenting people to sell under market value. Meaning they're selling off their land or homes or land, really, for cheaper than it should have been. What a mess. Because of the hazardous materials. Trump is bashing new scum rather than Newsom. He's calling him new scum. Newsom doesn't like that. And Bass, that's Karen Bass, for approving and starting low-income housing, meaning socialism, communism, degeneracy, redistribution of ghetto in the Pacific Palisades before issuing permits to California residents to rebuild, to build their own homes. Who could have predicted this? Well, I think Trump did predict it, Base America First, and I think you probably could have predicted it. could predict it. In fact, I feel like everybody was predicting that he's going to rebuild, but with welfare ghetto housing, build projects in the Pacific Palisades. Degenerate. Just lowering the value of these people's areas. You know how I say crime causes poverty? You're going to bring in criminals who make Pacific Palisades poor. There's going to be more like Pacific destroyed and fake palace. I don't know. Pacific trash aids, something like that, with the litter and the single mothers and the angry young females and males and thieves and people being all entitled, acting all entitled. What a mess. Terrible. Yeah, so in some of these cases, some people did like really nice remodels, and now it's either burned down or they had to tear it down. And then there is some serious, since this is on the coast, they do some serious foundation work with tons and tons and tons and trucks and trucks and trucks of cement or concrete or whatever. And rebar like crazy. And they did it 60 years ago, before the 70s, right? When they did that California Coastal Commission. And so it's better, it's so well built. And then what, you have to tear that stuff out? How are you going to do that? That's tens of thousands of dollars of stuff. And that's nothing to sneeze at. What a mess. Aries 1 with 20 coffees, very generous. I ain't got no job today. It's Wednesday. Fill in any or every day of the week. It's blank day. Fill in any and every day of the week. Thank you, Aries 1. Ain't got no job today. Nice. And Cesar or Cesar with the coffee. Sup, Hake Man? Hey guys on today's intro had me literally laughing out loud. Nice. I sent you a pic on X to see if I can get your reaction on it and wanted to know if you heard about those cases. Only if you have a little spare time today. Have a great day, everyone. Celebration hands and 10 thumbs up emoji there. P.S. Forgot to tell you or ask you. Postscript. Did Ronnie grow up with a single mother? I don't know. Never thought to ask. I don't know. Thank you, Cesar or Cesar, for your 3 coffees. Very nice. It's interesting. What could he possibly disagree with Charlie about? He disagreed with like 80%, he said. He claimed. By the way, Punchy... Oh, let me refresh, because that was last week's. Punchy TV. JLP is going to be on Punchy TV today, guys. Make sure you tune in. Nice. Let's just peruse a little bit of the news real quick before I get back to your calls. Hurricane season's been quiet lately over there in the Atlantic. You guys know, like late summer, going into the fall, I guess I don't know. I feel like summertime is hurricane season. But it's been a quiet 3 weeks. But tropical depression may turn into tropical storm Gabrielle. Something like that. Trump's visiting the UK. Tyler Robinson is the suspect. And I mentioned about Tyler Robinson that the media, I mentioned this yesterday. I would like to reiterate the point. The media believes all in ego. And the killer also believes all in ego, emotions, pride. I mentioned yesterday how on Sean Hannity's show, and I like Sean Hannity, but he had these females on, and then I'll get to your calls. But these females were like, I don't want to call him a lone wolf. That's too complimentary. He might be a lone loser. Oh, his hurt feelings are really hurt. This woman in the media, because, you know, the media is woman-oriented, is sorry, I'm a little distracted. I shouldn't be taking notes at the same time. They're like acting just like the killer. Let me play this real quick. You know, we may play this on Punchy TV. I kind of want to play it on Punchy TV. Get Jesse's reaction. Let's see where I get this. Oh, look at this. This is weird. They want to do a Charlie Kirk thing. Isn't that terrible? New College of Florida, we are announcing we're going to commission a statue of Charlie Kirk. And so this is, I don't know if this is AI or what, but it's like a statue of, this is not real. It has not been made yet, I guess, right? It's a fake picture, like an AI-generated thingy. But it's a purported statue, a planned statue, realistic-looking plan for a statue in New College of Florida of Charlie Kirk sitting at a table with a, what is that thing, a microphone, discussing, come to the table and let's talk and debate, right? So I can clown you and humiliate you, college kids, for views and to go viral in the uncharitable characterization by, but maybe accurate, I don't know, but whatever, by Michael Tracey, whom I also really admire and respect and appreciate and think he's funny. That's so weird. They're gonna put like stuff in his hand, because he's sitting at a table in like a purported, I think that's fake wooden chair, and he has his arm outstretched, gesturing to you with his open hand, sort of a sign of openness. Let's talk and discuss. Let me explain. You ignorant, brainwashed college student. The ignorant, brainwashed, and evil and silly and joking around college people are going to deface this thing. But anyway, whatever. Will stand on a campus as the statue will stand, funded privately by community leaders, will stand on campus as a commitment by New College of Florida to defend and fight for free speech and civil discourse in American life. And I appreciate that sentiment. The location for the statue will be announced in coming months. I'll retweet this. It's just so weird. But anyway, I mean, yeah, make a statue of him. He's better than MLK, I say. Better than MLK, right? Not saying much. We thought the MLK was great. Anyway, let me find that. Where is it? Where did I see it? Did I Did I even have it? Maybe it's in my. Let me see here. Oh yeah, this is the Michael Tracey post about him. Sorry, I don't think trying to humiliate random college kids for viral moments is a laudable form of public quote unquote debate. I know, but these college kids are full of themselves. Anyway, and they're not kids, but we've been over that. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, you guys probably saw this, but this is from ABC News. Hopefully I don't get dinged for this in terms of copyright.
We have seen an alleged murder with such specific text messages about the alleged murder weapon, where it was hidden, how it was placed, what was on it, but also it was very touching in a way that I think many of us didn't expect. A very intimate portrait into this relationship between the suspect's roommate and the suspect himself, with him repeatedly calling his roommate who is transitioning calling him my love, and I want to protect you, my love. So it was this duality of someone who the attorney said not only jeopardized the life of Charlie Kirk and the crowd, but was doing it in front of children, which is one of the aggravating circumstances of this case. And on the other hand, he was, speaking so lovingly about his partner. So a very interesting and, as Pierre said, riveting press conference, David.
Isn't that silly / ridiculous / showing you that the emotional media fake love, because they say love is love, right? This guy's fake love for his fake boyfriend turned into a girlfriend, whatever that thing was, whatever this situation was for this person. They think that that's love, and yet he hated and killed. It's the same. That duality is what JLP talks about. You're divided. You're not one. You have a fake mama emotional love. The gays and the so-called straights. You can be so-called sexually straight, but you're not morally straight. Here's David Muir. Is that David Muir? It was Tyler. Or whatever that guy's name was. Terrible.
We have.
So, see, even the male, that's a grown adult male, I think, unless that's a woman who's transitioned convincingly to passing as a man. But I think that's a man. A male, grown adult male, looks like a man. Speaking this way about, oh, it's so touching. He called the shooter my love. That's fake. That's not real love. That's emotional, satanic love that'll kill. And that's what he did. He killed, allegedly, according to him, according to his text messages. If he really did that, if those text messages are real. And by the way, I respected the. If those text messages are real and they're not like contrived, which everything is contrived, because we're just actors on a stage and phony and fake, and especially in our early 20s, just drama queens, male drama queens, then I respect the transgender guy better than cause maybe he's calm because he's taking estrogen. I don't know. But anyway, better than the guy who was his so-called boyfriend, because he went out and killed over his hatred of Charlie's supposed hatred. Whether he actually had hatred or not, that's not for me to say at this time. So he was worse than Charlie. And meanwhile, that guy was like, I don't like Charlie, but what? That was you? Oh, no. What a mess. So anyway, that's, where did I get that? So it's called that demonic. And this Curtis Hoke says, ABC's Matt Gutman. Very touching in a way that many of us didn't expect. Very intimate portrait into his relationship between the suspect's roommate and the suspect. mess. They're of the same mind of the assassin. Terrible. All right, guys. Emotional media, emotional killer. Matt Gutman. Jermaine in Canada is on the line over here. Jermaine, thank you for... Whoa. Colin, sir, how you doing, man?
Hey, how are you?
Doing fine, thank you.
Nice. Sorry about earlier.
Oh, yeah, I forgot all about it. Sorry, man.
Yeah, I was about to say hello and you hung up. My bad.
I didn't hang up. I put you back on hold, but yeah, it's my bad.
Okay. So, oh yeah, I know Man's Instrument is already gone, but are you familiar with Ray Masters?
Watch the name dropping. I am familiar.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would nominate that guy. He has a similar message to Jesse's message.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, thank you, man.
Yeah. Yeah. With your first caller, you know, he was saying about the shooting of Charlie Kirk with the guns, right? He was saying, you know, guns are bad. Or pretty much he's saying if I don't really know his take on this, but he was kind of saying like, listen, if we didn't have a gun and the guy shot from that far, it wouldn't take this long for us to catch him.
Yeah, if the public didn't have access, communist buzzword, to these awesome guns, they wouldn't be able to shoot people and kill them so effectively from far away and get away with it for so long.
Yeah.
And so he seems like he's showing the difference between a car and a gun. And I get that point. But if he's suggesting that we need to clamp down on the people getting access to awesome weapons, that's not getting to the root of the issue. And he's also not getting to the root of the issue with the criminality, because he's talking about he goes to statistics like a communist and goes to material things like reading, worldly things like reading and food as opposed to the evil spirit of the mother getting passed down to the evil spirit inside the kids.
Yeah. I mean, no matter how much you read and know up on statistics and our lesser you know is gonna solve that issue, because it doesn't bring you closer to the present, right? You're just being intellectual about it. But yeah, you compare the gun and the car. I mean, it's apples to orange, but there's really no difference, because someone can use a car and run you over. You may catch them faster,
right?
But you still commit the crime. There's really no difference. It's a people issue. It's not a car or gun issue.
Yeah, it is. It's that guy with my caller Ronnie used the word society, and society, both the parents and the mainstream media and the social media and the government and the schools are all encouraging this anger, especially the liberals. But the conservatives are encouraging it too, like crazy.
Oh yeah.
Even worse than I've ever seen.
Yeah, right now it's really bad.
Yeah.
On both sides, there's no difference.
Totally.
But yeah, you talked to Dylan Burns about this. It's the family issue. That's where it stems from, the root of the family, man.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
Totally, man. It's family, it's spirit, it's this focus on emotions and romance, because romance is hatred. It's a passion.
Oh yeah.
Passion is
definite.
Passion is hatred and that fake love. You notice when you ever been with a girl and then you turn around and start hating each other? But you think that you're so you feel like you could never yell at or hate this pretty young lady?
Was it you or Eka, baby? I was talking about to my ex-girlfriend. She's Colombian, so I mean, my ex.
Yeah, maybe so. You might have told me.
She's a really beautiful girl, and that blindsided me, and it made me wanted to serve her. And at the end, I was fighting for back that feeling that she took away from me, and it became a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of crazy.
Totally, man. What a mess.
Yeah. Yes, sir. All right, Hake.
Good call,
I
man.
think there was something else I wanted to say about it. Now I forgot. But good chatting with you.
All right, man. We'll call into Punchy TV if you so please. We'll be live at 2 p.m. Pacific.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to that.
Nice. And we're only going an hour is the plan. Because we can't be going 2 hours. We got work to do. Nice. Good to hear from you, man. Thank you, sir.
All right, bye. Cheers.
Talk again. Sweet. What a mess. Mad at the girls, mad at the girls. I'm mad at myself, sang the Christian punk song. Mad at the girls. You guys remember Lust Control? Anybody remember Lust Control? Let me double check the chat and say hello to everybody. I'm live on BitChute of all places. Did you guys know that? Let me link the BitChute. Isn't that funny? Hank still isn't married. Hake didn't even type Hank, and I say Hank. Still isn't married? LOL. What do you mean? Why would I be married suddenly? Oh, I don't disclose whether or not I'm married. Nice. Let me refresh on punchy.tv / Hake. Have you ever looked at earned income tax credit? It pays to be a single mother, says Jim in Alaska. Yeah. You ever looked at earned income tax credit? In 2024, you could have paid 0 federal taxes and still get a $7,830 return. Welfare needs to go. They need to serve their darn self, says Jim in Alaska. Who knows? And my T-shirt says David on Facebook is a little too red for his taste. Is it available in black? And yes, it is. On both sort of a faded patchy black, which is to say the tri-blend, which has the splotchy sort of heathering, they call it. I think they call it heathered. All of the tri-blends are heathered looking. They have that gray splotchiness inside of either the white or the black or the colored, different colors. Or it's just a straight black too in terms of the cotton one version. Nice. Sweet. Shout out. David, thank you for your question. And let me just double check over here. Oh, I should refresh my Cash app because people sometimes send a tip on James Anton Hake on Cash app and I don't catch it. It's terrible. I should also check my Rumble. Where's my Rumble? Oh, you know what? They made Rumble harder to find by turning the what used to be a distinctive green little triangle thing into like an American flag little triangle thing. And it's hard to notice now. So I can't find, I have 100 tabs open. Celestial Lord on Rumble with a Rumble rant. Just shouting out the chat, guys, in the super chat. The killer's rifle belonged to the grandfather. The grandfather was holding the rifle to gift it to his son, the killer's father. When the grandfather saw the rifle in the news, oh boy. Interesting. Thank you, Celestial Lord. Very generous super chat. Just to correct me. So what? So it was a gift to someone else, not to the grandson. And now it's a murder weapon, assassin's weapon. in a sick way, will it be like a collector's item of value after it gets released from the police? Or will it get released, or will it get burned or destroyed, or what? What a mess, huh? I'm interested in finding out, like, the family dynamics of the guy, the killer. I forget where I mentioned it, but so it was the grandpa's gun that killed Charlie Kirk? Question mark. It was not a gift to the grandson? Question mark. I'm asking. Oh, come on. Let me ask Grok, because Grok may know. I tried to ask Google. The rifle used. Okay, so ABC 4 Utah. It's worth checking it, right? It belonged to a gift from the alleged shooter's family, but it doesn't say. That's not indicating that it was a gift to the alleged shooters. The rifle used in Charlie Kirk's assassination from the alleged shooter's family. Gift from the alleged shooter's family. So said Utah County DA. Charges filed, aggravated murder, blah, 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 blah. More information being released. There's the guy, the suspect. And I bet you there's going to be... you think there's going to be people saying free Tyler the way that they're saying free Luigi? Maybe not that bad, but that's pretty bad to say free Luigi. Luigi Mangione, the guy with the back problems who assassinated the health insurance company CEO guy, family man. Law enforcement officers followed the suspect's escape path, where the left campus entered a wooded area. They found a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a towel in that wooded area. A Mauser 98 30-06 30-06 30-06 is what that means, right? A rifle with 1 spent round and 3 unspent rounds. Just 1 shot, 1 kill. So bad. In more ways than one. Robinson's father believed the description of the rifle that was found matched a rifle given to Tyler as a gift. Gray says Robinson's father then asked his son for a photo of the rifle. However, he did not respond. So, and they went into the text with the so-called partner. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, said the suspect in the text messages, the purported text messages. There's a guy on the internet, a competitor of mine, who doesn't believe that these text messages are natural and spontaneous and anything other than planned, and he speculates that the roommate knew about it and was kind of in on it, and they just did these text messages to absolve the roommate, to make it look like the roommate was innocent and didn't have a clue what was really going on. But I don't believe that. And he compared it to the end of some Breaking Bad, that TV series, Breaking Bad from 20 years ago, or whenever that was. Where it was it was like some drug criminals. Good guys turned drug criminals, right? Or one of them was an okay guy. And I don't know, people are 20-year-olds, when you're reading somebody else's thing, or when you read something that you wrote and you were all passionate back in the day, and you go back and read some of these things that you wrote, you're like, I don't even represent myself. What was I thinking? Oh, what a B word, or whatever, you know? Anyway, Robinson believed to have been unable to recover the rifle due to a squad car being parked near the drop point. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. I don't even know if it has a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. Oh, so it was a gift to him, but it was off the books? So it officially belonged to the grandpa, or what? Maybe you guys are both right, Celestial Lord. I don't know. So it was gifted to him, but it was not officially the paperwork? Was that what he meant, that it wouldn't trace back to him? Because, you know, you give something and then the government has to know about it, so it has to be official. What a mess. All this gun control mumbo jumbo. Shout out. Nugget Man claims the ADL wrote those text messages. The whole thing is fake. CGI, AI, fabricated. Most likely a palm gun from his private security. What? Are you kidding around with me? Lord have mercy. Anchor Baby is set to come on next. The redirect is set over if you're watching on YouTube. We have about 20 minutes to go on the Hake Report. So, whatever. Don't know. It's not even important, and you guys are trying to debunk everything. Pfft. Silly. Wake up. It's all a distraction from Epstein. You know, did you know, according to... speaking of Epstein... Since you guys are all into Epstein, I don't mind talking about Epstein. Here's what the truth is, my brother, about Epstein. Some guy, Tommy Viator, purportedly put, what? There's volumes of testimony from Epstein's victims alleging they were trafficked to other individuals. And he's responding because this guy here...
to the files.
Wait a minute.
Who, if anyone, did Epstein traffic these young women to besides himself?
Himself. There is no credible information. None. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday that he trafficked to other individuals. And the information we have, again, is limited.
So the answer is no one?
For the information that we have.
In the files?
In the case file.
Okay. Now, you've seen most of the files.
It's replaying one more time.
Who, if anyone, did Epstein traffic these young women to besides himself?
Himself. There is no credible information. None. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday that he trafficked to other individuals. And the information we have, again, is limited.
So the answer is no one?
For the information that we have.
In the files?
In the case file.
Okay.
So, and he's Kash Patel, based. He went from being one of those lame-o, put on your big boy pants and tell us who the PDFs are, Biden administration, to being based and knowing based on the limited info we have. And how limited is it really? Because the case files are all these court cases, right? Haven't there been a whole bunch of court cases, lawsuits? Brought by these females against all these companies and Virginia Giuffre and Prince Andrew and I think Alan Dershowitz sued the gal and Epstein himself and all that stuff. So it's not that limited, Cash, I don't think. And so readers added context. Prince Andrew agreed to settle a lawsuit filed by the woman who accused him of R-word, rape, Virginia Giuffre, Virginia Roberts Giuffre. Originally, Virginia Roberts said, okay, so a woman's testimony, not to be trusted, when she was a teenager and also a runaway. Runaways are liars, potentially, oftentimes. Let God be true and every man a liar. She was trafficked by sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. And they linked to NPR 2022 article, right? But Virginia Giuffre, according to Michael Tracey, an independent journalist. People just say stuff like this, that there's volumes of testimony from Epstein's victims, because they assume it must be true, but it's not. There are no, quote-unquote, volumes of testimony in which multiple, quote-unquote, victims allege they were, quote-unquote, trafficked to other individuals. There is a slew of outlandish claims from one serial fabricator, Virginia Giuffre. Wow. Wow. Did you know that? You simps are just repeating what Virginia Giuffre said. I thought I replied to this. Yeah. The community note, I replied to James Ann Hake. The community note cites a lawsuit. As far as I can tell, Prince Andrew only had to settle. Just because you settle doesn't mean it actually happened, right? Because there's a photo of him with Virginia and Prince Andrew and Ghislaine Maxwell. Virginia, Andrew, and Ghislaine, right? Pick. Remember this picture? Oh, Lord. You see that picture? They all look happy. And that's supposed to be proof that she was AR'd. They look all happy. I guess she's 17 there. And I don't know where that is. Where is this? Photo at the center of the storm. And so, because he has this photo, the suckers are going to be like, oh, it's more likely than not that he AR'd her. But there's no actual proof that he AR'd her. The image with no innocent explanation, quote unquote. This is from The Guardian, the far left foreign outlet, The Guardian. How a picture came to symbolize the Prince Andrew S-word abuse case. And this woman just trashed that guy in her like writing. She said that he was sweaty and nasty and gross. Just a malicious gal. Rest in peace, Virginia Giuffre. It was a simple photograph taken late in the evening on the 10th of March, 2001, that came to symbolize her supposed case against Prince Andrew. The one with the Duke's arm around the 17-year-old's waist, with Ghislaine Maxwell beaming on one side and the man behind the camera clicking the shutter, but hidden by the flash's reflection in the window, being Jeffrey Epstein, this disgraced, blah, 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 blah. Andrew claimed it might have been doctored. He had no recollection. Lord. Is he black? Oh, the blacks always say when there's incriminating, but I don't even necessarily see this as incriminating. But when there's a picture that looks bad, they're like, it's that footage of Mike Brown may have been doctored. Mike Brown shoving the store clerk when he got those Swisher Sweet cigarillos. So he had to settle. It doesn't mean that he's guilty. I don't know if he's guilty or not. But I know that gal was a feminist. Rest in peace, Virginia Giuffre. Certainly did not live in peace. A mess in her life. Whew, crazy. Nasty situation. Nasty women. And you guys fall for it. Terrible. So he claimed that there's volumes of... Who is this guy claiming that there's volumes of testimony? Former Obama NSC staff, co-host of Pod Save America. What's NSC? National Security Council? Wow, so he was on the National Security Council. I remember them. He was an Obama guy. Sucker. So... let's find See You in Valhalla. Just to prove that this guy's so based now. I want to see the video. Where is it? Media. Probably media, right?
Lastly, to my friend Charlie Kirk. Rest now, brother. We have the watch. And I'll see you in Valhalla.
Isn't that nice? Shout out. Oh, here, hold on. Where can I find the post? Who shared this? Jim Stewartson, Antifa. Single cringiest thing I've ever seen. Isn't that nice? I guess I'll retweet him. I'm not going to reply because it says something crazy. Okay, yeah, he's an Antifa guy and a so-called journalist. See, these people are journalists. Don't trust them. Oh, he's from L.A. Anaheim. Yeah, don't harass this person. I'm just retweeting his thing just so you can see the clip on the Hake Report on X. So in your face, I like Kash Patel now, although Michael Tracey has been calling for who's an independent liberal journalist, and I like him, has been calling for that guy's to resign. But Kash Patel called out that one guy. Who was that guy? The pencil neck? Not a Christian guy? Shifty Schiff. Called out Shifty Schiff as being a big-time liar, too. So, I don't know, guys. What? So, whose gun was it? Grandpa's? Officially? Gift to whom? Tyler? Or his father? Don't know. What a mess. Virginia Giuffre, not a reliable source. Even Kash Patel seemed to admit that she is not a reliable source. And see you in Valhalla. I'm afraid to look up what Valhalla even is. Look at those happy people. It's not what it seems, apparently. It's crazy. You think you get away with something, and then you don't. That guy thought he was going to grow old with that information, by the way. The guy who allegedly killed Charlie Kirk, he thought he was going to grow old with that secret, that it was he who did it. According to his text messages. Pretty interesting, huh? Pretty crazy. Man, oh man. Okay. What else is going on in the world? He was there in court virtually. I don't get why he was there so-called virtually. Maybe they didn't want to take the risk of traveling, so it was just easier just to put him on Zoom or whatever. Whatever. Israel is disputing that the UN Human Rights Commission is accusing them of genocide. That they're justified in accusing them of genocide. Do you guys think that it's a genocide in Gaza? Isn't that just like a liberal word anyway, just to make it sound bad so that people stop it, put a stop to it, have a justification for putting a stop to it? I don't know. I think all of these countries that have betrayed their own people, some of these European countries, are standing with Palestine, recognizing Palestine as a legitimate thing. They don't even respect their own people. What are they doing pretending like they are so just in judging Israel and recognizing Palestine? These European countries and the UN, I think they're enemies of truth. So, I don't know. Whatever. We'll see what happens. It's a mess. Jerry quit Ben & Jerry's. Jerry Greenfield. This was silly. These people. Can I read this real quick to you? Jerry. Ben & Jerry's co-founder, Jerry Greenfield. Ben & Jerry's has been notorious for some time. The ice cream company, right? Supposedly American. For being far left, off the deep end liberal. So he quit because British owner of Ben & Jerry's, Unilever, they are curtailing Ben & Jerry's company's ability to speak out on social causes, standing up for the values of justice, equity, communist buzzword, and our shared humanity, meaningless statement, has never been more important, and yet Ben & Jerry's has been silenced sidelined for fear of upsetting those in power, meaning Trump, I guess, or his administration. Greenfield stated in a statement, and it's happening at a time when our country's current administration is attacking civil rights, no such thing, voting rights of immigrants. What? And women and the LGBTQ community. Voting rights of women and the LGBTQ community? What? CNN reached out to Unilever for a comment. What is Unilever? I've heard of Unilever, but I think of them as like lotion. Like those pump, you push the pump thing and out comes some like lotion. Yeah. What is this? See, look at all these lotions. See, I'm right. Vaseline, Dove soap. I guess if that's Unilever drops the word normal from beauty and personal care. From normal to oily hair. Normal is demeaning. So I didn't know it's English or British. Unilever PLC, British multinational consumer packaged goods. Oh, well, that's your fault for selling out, Ben & Jerry's, you suckers. Anyway, that's what happens, guys. That's what happens. So, nice. That's funny. And look at these guys. Stop it. Ben Cohen and Jerry Greenfield are the co-founders. That was blah, 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 blah. What a mess, right? Terrible. So that's the thing. And lastly, rest in peace, Robert Redford. We covered that. They've been pointing lasers, these degenerates, at airplanes in Boston, green lasers. It's so bad. The Republican congressmen want more security after that guy got killed. Kash Patel, I like Kash Patel now. I used to be like, whatever. And I sort of facetiously like him, okay? So don't take it too seriously. I don't know. Whatever. Trump picked him. Whatever. Nice. And so that's about it. Oh, there's supposedly foreign disinformation regarding Charlie Kirk's death. Some people are probably bashing Israel, and Nugget Man fell for it like a typical French anti-Semitic, all one word, no hyphen, to make it seem real. Person, so calm yourselves, you suckers. Why do you get so suckerish? Why do you fall for stuff so easily? I'm just saying, according to this, that's what's happened. I grant that I don't know what really went down. But then you act like you know that it didn't go down when you don't know. All right? So that's the news. Well, guys, this has been the Hake Report. Let me double check to see if I have any super chats. What's up, Chirp Alerter 5000? Thank you for the lemon, or whatever that thing is. Yeah. I don't want to say peace in the Middle East, but I guess I should say peace in the Middle East. Or at least in your hearts. But as JLP, who's going to be on Punchy TV today, rightly points out that, what am I doing? Nick, I'm supposed to promote Nick's thing. I promoted the Hake Report website. As JLP points out, you guys don't want peace? Lord have mercy. It's Rumble. Whatever. Bye, guys. Take care. Have fun on American Anchor, baby. And see you on Punchy TV, or maybe you'll see me. Bye.